but we must prevent the Dutch from taking Vienna. Not because we're looking for war or a fight with them, but we just need to have this buffer zone for ourselves, which means we can then, hopefully, move this army out and operate against the Austrians here, striking for Stuttgart. And that, look at that, they're straight away there. Ah! Ha, ha, ha. And there it is. It's got an explosive shell here. Oh, good grief. Let's move, gentlemen. That's the trap has been sprung. Oh, wait a minute, sir. Oh, this is more like it. We'll pull these grenadiers up immediately here to form a brand new line here. We've got cuirassiers who are going to join this fight. Greetings and welcome to episode 23 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod Spain campaign. And this, my friends, we left it last time and we had a terrific battle, my friends, for Vienna. Austria is almost within Spanish control here, my friends. And the council was asked a series of questions, and the primary question was, do we take Vienna immediately here? Basically move in straight away and not, sort of not wait those 4 to 5 years for them to sort of sally forth to try and break the siege. Unanimously, the council said you must take Vienna immediately so that the Dutch do not sort of sneak in, as it were, under the radar and take it away from us. So immediately what we're going to do here. But just quickly before we do that, there were 2 requests for some regiments to be renamed. The first was by Pascal, who requested that the proud Corsican requested that a regiment be called the Corsican Legion, so we've chosen the Spanish Infanteria de Marina as going to be this particular one here. As you can see, a real veteran here of many a campaign, many a battle, is now the Corsican Legion. And secondly, Andre requested that the a regiment be named, or renamed, shall I say, the First Honorary Conquistadors Regiment. So as you can see here, we have the Marines Grenadiers, again of the battle-hardened regiment here, and again, that is for Andre there, First Honorary Conquistador Regiment. And of course, my friends, if any of you want any regiments, any armies renamed, anything at all, my friends, please let me know in the comments. And of course, I will do my best to make sure that is accomplished. Now, as you can see here, we do, once we take Vienna here, we will then have this sort of long, almost iron, sort of steel finger here, stretching right out here, almost this bulge here you can see within the sort of the Dutch lines here. We almost split the Dutch lines in half here. As you can see, they hold Prague. Now, Prague sort of wraps around right here to Olmütz here, and also they've taken Hungary here, right on the doorstep here of Vienna. But this is the crown jewel here. As many of the council said, this Vienna is the crown jewel here in this, probably the entire region, even more so than any of these, Prague, Dresden, Berlin. It really is the absolute apogee here of cities. It really has been absolutely transformed here. As you can see, we do have here the Hofburg here, the quintessential palace here, as you can see, a magnificent palace, plus 15 to tax bonus, and also it's going to allow, well, it allows the Austrians to recruit quite a number of units here. We're not sure what will happen with the Spanish, but hopefully it'll allow us to recruit some rather prestigious units. We did take a real battering last time. Many of the councils said that we didn't actually begin to repair and recruit and replenish this army here. Unfortunately, we ran out of money, but we will make sure that it's definitely done. And before we take Vienna here, we will probably take a few losses. We are going to just immediately dive in and take it here. As you can see here, this army here is still loitering about, or the remnants of this army that did attack Venice here. Now, some of the council was saying that we should either take Stuttgart or try and take peace with the Austrians so that we effectively have time. Many of the councils said you need time to sort of invest in the infrastructure and the economy. Take a deep breath here. Take some time to actually settle the economy down. Start to reap the rewards of the conquest we're about to take here, because if we have to divert this army from one of these armies from Vienna once it's been taken, replenish it, refresh it, reinforce it, and then move to Stuttgart, it's going to take a number of turns. You can see Stuttgart is all the way here in the west, a good few hundred miles away from Vienna here. So again, we are going to have to sort of even batter our way into Stuttgart here, because of course we would have to clear these passages to get there, and of course the Austrians are moving forces in and out here. I believe they are at war with the Bavarians here, who haven't been touched by anybody. Not even the Dutch have touched them yet. Of course, we've got Sweden up here in the north, who are absolutely rampant here, even taking St. Petersburg against the Russians. The Russians have even lost Moscow to the Poles. And there was a request as well that we take a look at the diplomatic relations. So look, they're allies with Russia, but Russia must have given them Moscow for some reason. They're also allies with France and with ourselves. As you can see, three very powerful allies here combined together. United Province is actually friendly with us, but as many of the council said, we must be wary here of what the Dutch have in store for us, because they're at war with Austria, they're at war with France, they're at war with New Spain, and with Poland as well. And Poland and the Dutch are already fighting on the Eastern Front quite brutally here. Trade partners are ourselves, Spain, Sweden, and Mughal Empire, so they've got a very strong number of trade links here. Allies with Britain. We have to be very careful here. We don't step on any toes. We do not want to engage with Britain just yet. As the council said, the British naval forces are considerable, and we don't want to get ourselves in any possible fights here with the British. You can see it's only plus 23 here, so we're friendly with them, but not to any great degree. So we have to be careful here. Russia again, friendly with them. We're just about hanging on here to sort of. But most of the major powers are friendly. Sweden is indifferent with us, but minus 16 here. But we're not quite sure why. Alliance with an enemy nation, and I'm not quite sure why that is. Oh, of course they're allied with Austria, and that's why. So they're not liking the condition that the Austrians find themselves in. But again, that is war, my friends. Now they do have Transylvania. We mustn't forget the Austrians have got Transylvania here, so that might still see a resurgence here in the Austrians. We've got the Ottomans down here, but again, that is a lot of trade coming in from the Crimean Khanate. And we've also, I believe, we don't have any trade coming in from here either. Actually, that's probably, that is to do. Unless we've got some trade coming off the lines here, feeding into this. Yes, we do. We do have trade with the Ottomans. So again, that's going to serve us well there. But we have neglected the infrastructure. We have neglected the economy to a certain extent. Not a great deal extent. And of course, we've got the Austrians here, of course, sort of hitting this trade route here. As many of the council said, do not engage this navy with them, because although we sort of outgun them in terms of how much heavy war galleons we have, they have guns on us. They have the multiple guns which will eventually whittle us down. Portugal is an ally of ours, and I believe that Portugal are also allies. No, they're not. They're not allies with Britain. That was the biggest concern of many of the council, that was that Portugal would allies with Britain, which would have dragged Britain into a war with ourselves, but they're not. They're actually protectorates of Georgia, which is strange to say the least. But again, if we could, and also we do need to retrofit this army here with cannon, which we shall do. But I think our main thing here, and also the council also requests that we see the ministers here. As you can see, the cabinet here, 60% popularity here. This buffoon of a king we have at the moment, but again, the council is compensating for his lack of, shall we say, grace in government. There has been some wonderful advice on how we actually usurp this king, get rid of the king, bring a new either a constitutional monarchy or a republic into being. That is to tax the rich, the nobility as it were, absolutely to the hilt, to make them really, really mad, and then that will spark a rebellion against the crown. And then if we side with the rebellion and sort of win that rebellion or that revolution, we will then see ourselves in a new republic or a new constitutional monarchy. But again, we're not going to do that just yet, but that is something we've got, that's something in our armoury for the future. That's something we can call upon if things do become very, very poor, the situation does worsen for us. But at the moment, things are ticking over quite nicely. We do have a lot of trade coming in here. As you can see, all the trade flowing in and out here, especially here from Syracuse here, which is absolutely fantastic to see. But we must sort of settle down here and get our economy. As you can see, it's 15,118 here. Our trade has been cut pretty much in half here because of the attack by the Austrians on that port. But our tax income is doing very well here, but we can increase that. Infrastructure is going to be absolutely key here. So without further ado, I think we're going to move in here and take... We're going to take Vienna. Are they going to surrender? No, they're not. Let's take this straight off the bat here. Now, we only lost 629. That is excellent. 913. So now it has fallen to us. Vienna has fallen to Spanish forces at last, my friends. And what a battle it was to actually get us to this position. It was absolutely huge. And there it is. We've taken it. Austria has fallen, but now we have to rebuild because the Dutch wanted Austria so very badly. They really wanted it incredibly. So as you can see here, we've got a potential here for a massive uprising, rebellion. We have to bring the Hofburg up here to get this here, and also the Royal Observatory will also bring happiness. The barracks. What can we recruit here? Only Carbineers, line infantry, the standard. But will it allow us to recruit militia, Handor's militia? So nothing too fancy here, but again, we are looking purely. We've got metal roads as well, which we've got a lot to do here economically. The council has actually pushed very, very well here, argued very well for us to actually push and sort of really start to concentrate on the economy, which we're going to do now. Now that we've got this, we're going to replenish these armies, bring them back to full strength. As you can see, we've lost a few regiments here in the fight. So we have to bring these up to full strength. Now we've taken Austria. I wonder if we can gain peace with Austria. Mind you, we can hold out quite well here, to be honest with you. So at the moment, we want to keep the option open here. As you can see, we do have this army here. They can get Swiss Guards still. And they get Fusilier regiments. They can also get Karlstadt, Lekana light infantry. Still some good units here. Are they at war with Bavaria? That is the question. No, they're not. So Bavaria is just protecting itself here. But we would have to travel a good distance here. Probably using this army here to absolutely batter our way through here. Now if we got peace... Now the council's argument was thus. If we got peace with Austria, they would still tie down the Dutch for a while. So the Dutch would still be involved, engaged with that war. And if we were to get peace, it would actually free up these forces then to harass the Dutch. But what we don't want is the Austrians to sort of attack the Dutch and then start to win that war and then start to see a resurgence in the Austrians, because that means then if they started taking over all the Dutch territories, that means then we would be fighting a resurgent Austrian armies, resurgent Austrian empire, which we cannot at the moment deal with because we've got all of our military strength is sort of tied up here in this sort of redoubt here, this enclave here that we've sort of etched out for ourselves here. So I'm erring on the side of actually dealing with Stuttgart, and we can't actually move against Transylvania because, of course, mind you, we are allies. Well, we can't actually move here because the Dutch control Hungary. So we're at peace here. We've got Croatia. We can't actually move in against them unless we get an alliance with the Dutch and to move against Transylvania. But we can move along our territories here and actually strike into Austrian Württemberg here, Stuttgart, and take that out there to sort of relieve this flank. This flank's going to come under a lot of pressure. Now we've taken this, the Austrians are going to absolutely focus on trying to take Venice from us. We must try and hold Venice, although we do have this, well, it's more of a garrison force here. It's not going to really stand up against much. So again, we need to get these armies up and replenished and repaired as quickly as possible, and also to guard the frontier here. We've got 15,413 coming in. It's only 1,118 because, of course, we do have quite the rebellion here developing. So I think what we'll do, we'll just leave. Yeah, I'll keep our spy here for the meantime, just to keep a broad intelligence gathering operation revolving around this focal area here. We've got to be careful that the Dutch don't sort of collapse because a lot of their fighting forces are here. I mean, look at this army here. That is a staggering army. That really is a fine army there. We've got to be careful now we stood the Hornet's Nest and taking Vienna, but if we have, we shall respond. We have to bring this army up to full strength as well. We do have Gibraltar held down here. Morocco is also starting to turn in our favour. As you can see, Catholicism is now the main religion here within Morocco. So the populace are happy with us now. Religious unrest is only 3. We shall keep our missionary here until that is turned around entirely. Got a port, look at that port there coming out of there. That's a fabulous port, it really is. Right, I think we can interturn it. We've got Portugal, but we haven't really decided what we're going to do yet. We could take Portugal straight off the bat here, and that would remove them. They've got significant armies here. They could do us a tremendous amount of damage. As you can see, they've got a lot of armies on ships here, which does trouble me somewhat. They've got 2 5-star generals here again. Now, if we were to take Portugal, we'd have to move immediately in and take the city straight off the march. We couldn't allow them to sort of bring all these armies to bear. They would simply walk all over us. But possibly, there's also some council were calling for us to move into India potentially. Also looking at to see if Goa was still under Portuguese control. It isn't. The Mughals now control all of India proper, so they're completely in charge of India. That would be a battle beyond words to try and break into India. It would require multiple army groups. It would require a vast amount of resources. The munitions, the artillery, the men involved in that would be quite staggering to take India out at the moment. We are not strong enough for that. As you can see, the Mughal army is pulling in 10,000 just from this one trade line here, and they have multiple trade lines. So, you know, that is bringing in, they must have at least 20,000 coming in here. So their infrastructure, their armies are at absolute full capacity. Look at this, all their mines are up to full capacity. Their cities are fully, look at replenished. They're even getting fishing fleets here. Most of these ports are fully upgraded. So taking on the Mughals at the moment wouldn't really be a key. Now potentially moving into the New World, that could be a key. Now some of the council are asking, could we take Texas and sort of bring in New Spain? But unfortunately, New Spain are now an independent nation. They are no longer under Spanish control or Spanish protectorate, as it were. So that is not really an option. We have the British, who are slowly but steadily increasing their grip upon the North American continent. We do have the French still here in Canada holding here, and they've also got Newfoundland. But again, moving into the New World would probably be our main foray here, especially the pirates. Moving into the pirate islands, taking these would be key to us. Not only gaining diplomatic status, but also gaining another foothold here, gaining 2 more islands, and starting to expand Spanish influence in the Caribbean, which will be crucial for later on once we do start to expand in the New World. And we will expand in the New World. Eventually we will come to blows with the British. That is inevitable. But for the meantime, we must now stop, replenish, repair, and invest heavily in our infrastructure and our economy. Let's just see what happens here. Britain is... that is rather dubious here. Why are Britain investing such massive amounts of forces here? That is not good. Oh, they're invading France. I don't believe it. They are invading France. Oh, the plot thickens, my friends. The plot thickens. Ah, that's... Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it, Netherlands. I don't believe it. They have thought about it, and they are going to. Unbelievable. Well, I'll be damned. They want Vienna. They've declared war on us straight away. And they've also... Oh, look at that. They're going to really hit us hard here with an absolute monstrous army. They want Vienna, and they want it pretty badly. Russia. There's a pretty big wait there, my friends, for the Ottoman, shall we say, the Ottoman turn to end there, but of course, that's become to expect it. Is Sweden on the move? But trust the Dutch to actually move against us here. That is not good. Mind you, we did bring in the French against the Dutch as well. But the Britain didn't join the war with the Dutch against us, which is a good thing. That's a good sign. So we're going to try and move and do ourselves some justice here in this fight, because it's going to be a brutal fight. We've got to move in the best army we have here. Now we've got to invest in our army here to try and keep things on an even keel. Looks like the Barbary states are moving in. Against whom? Possibly the Dutch. Maybe they're moving up towards the Dutch. Possibly. But, okay, Innsbruck has been hit. Tyrol mines have been hit. That's fine. We've just got to accept that. Just get on with it. Now, as you can see, they started to gather strength here. I wonder if we actually gain peace with the Austrians, if possible. And let's see if they accept that. I doubt they will. No, they're not interested at all. That's fine. Oh, look at that, Grenadier Guards. I think we'll send the Grenadier Guards up towards here. Now, we'll actually station them here for the meantime. But we have to get these armies and indeed these cities now. Good grief, fully replenished. And the barracks, indeed the barracks, and also that there. We have to get these armies up now into a decent shape. Good grief, we're going to be hurt pretty badly here. $6,970, my word. We're going to have to pick and choose whom we bring up here. These armies, we have to sort of try and spread the cost here of these armies. We've got a lot of cannon here. But we do need to bring these gentlemen up as well, especially these elite troops, elite regiments here. I don't believe it. Don't tell me we lost. No, we haven't. We still got them here. That's excellent. I think what we might do is just start shifting some of these forces into... They can't really help much. But I think to help try and stabilise here, we're going to move some of these to reinforce. Going to move in here just to come on the back, and we don't want to be engaged here on this flank here. We don't have enough. 539 here. But it looks like the Dutch are going to move in. Mind you, they split their forces here, and they've actually moved these forces away here. But the chances are they're probably going to move in quite soon here to try and take us. But they have actually split their forces. Will that give us time to actually replenish here? We can actually move these 3 Grenadier regiments. Will make a huge difference if they can make it. Excellent. Madrid now's got an even naval board. We've got a central Italy here, so we haven't been able to invest in our infrastructure as we wanted. But can we... Oh, we got here. We've almost got procurement here. That's almost ready as well. That's carcass shot. Will come in handy. Now, can we... Do we have actually opened up... We have indeed Barbary states, but no one else. We can't trade with anybody else. I wonder if we were to offer the Austrians any technology. We give them, and some of these here, just for peace. We won't give them any military technology. No, they're not interested at all. In fact, they hate us even more, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. I've come to expect that. And they have indeed hit us pretty hard here. In fact, the seminary here, we don't really need to have this seminary here. Mind you, it brings +4 here to the population. Mind you, that's fully under control here. We will think about dismantling this. We are being hit now where these mines are being hit. But that's something we've got to expect. Now we're at war here with both the Austrians and the Dutch. Why would the Dutch? Minus how, whoa, they really don't like us at all, do they? The British didn't join that war at all. Hopefully the French will do something here. Now that they've actually taken Flanders. Well done, France. Well done, sir. If they were to move in here, but they're not going to move in and help us. I don't think they are at all. Now we could move in here and strike against the Austrians here, but again, that's not going to do us any good at all. I mean, they might even try and take Zagreb, which is a very strong possibility. They might even try and strike Venice. So this army here must stay in Venice. And Zagreb is definitely under threat here. My word, this is going to be difficult. We need the Great Arsenal. We need these barracks up. We need these up to try and bring things much under control as possible. Let's end the turn here, my friends. We might even face a rebellion at the same time. Britain's on the move. Just stay away from us now, Britain. What will France do? Will it aid us in any way? It doesn't look like they're going to. They're actually moving forces away here. Are they going to be moving up to... Oh, wait a minute, sir. No, they're gonna take North Africa instead. Now they've combined. Here we go. The Dutch are starting to move forces into the area now, as expected. They're going to start raiding us here, just starting to harass us here. As you can see here, they've already started to build up quite the army here in Hungary. But we should have enough here. Whoa. We are not going to be pulled into this because we are not ready. We're not ready by a country mile here. No, we will not help them here. Russia. Now Russia's kept itself out of the battle. Any fights actually. It's kept itself. But Sweden, where is Sweden at? New Spain. Excellent to see them on the move. Local Empire. Oh, where are they going exactly? Possibly against the Persians. Crimean Khanate. They're on the move, but where, oh, looks like they might be hitting the Russians here. Georgia. Yeah, we don't want to get ourselves dragged into any more wars here. Courland, Greece, pirates. And Greece must have... Yes, excellent. Okay, so there is a riot here, but Greece must have taken Patras. Indeed, there must have been a rebellion here. And this is now fallen to Greece. But again, that's not going to be... We do have a little bit... Excellent. Now we're still trying to invest in our economy, even though we're under the severe pressure here. Oh, they have been destroyed. Greece has risen. That means the British must have expanded into their territory. 3-day bottle man. We're not interested in that there. What we want to do here is reinforce this front line as best we can. We will be seeing a Dutch attack upon Vienna very soon. Of that I have no doubt. Now, that's fully replenished here. Let's get these forces up here to full strength. If we can do this before they attack, then we have set ourselves up well here. But there's absolutely no guarantee that we'll do it. But if we can give ourselves that time we need to replenish here, we've got to pick what we do here very carefully. We do need to have these forces coming in off the line. We do luckily have these 3 Grenadier regiments that will be doing that for us. But again, this is a costly business here. This is a costly business. I know there's some of you saying, well, why don't you just do the whole thing, Mala? But we just want to make sure that we get every single one done here properly and costed in here. I know, oh, look at that there, that's... Okay, that's left us 13165. Now the Dutch have moved away from here, so they're quite clearly aiming for us for... We can do that, bring the naval board. Actually, no, the naval board, I'll free us up more money. We don't need to worry about that just yet. What we do need to do here, we're going to continue... Oh, look at that, Swiss line infantry, good grief, Swiss grenadiers as well. We've got to continue investing in our economy if possible. Is there anywhere else we've missed here? We could upgrade this here, 2,500. The commercial port, that'll give us an additional, what, 300. And open up additional wealth here as well for ourselves. But it really is important. We've got Austria still attacking us here. If we can only free up this force here, but if the Dutch were to attack through this route here, we would be in a lot of trouble here. We don't have money for that, so I think what we will do, while we're at war with the Dutch, we're going to start moving into a much more... we can actually get army board now as well, and that's going to open up another more options, but we've got to deal with what's in front of us here. So I think we're definitely going to need some more troops here, and also cuirassiers as well. We've got Swiss line infantry available, which I think we're going to call upon here. We're going to start then moving and building up their army. This army here is not going to be stationed here for very long. This will probably move against Venice. We have to try and get these forces here ready before the Dutch attack. As you can see here, they're trying to draw us out here with these attacks. We're not going to fall for the bait here. We might even be able to take Hungary and Prague from them. Is Bavaria... No, Bavaria is not an ally of the Dutch at all. Now that is excellent news. We could actually take... If we hold here against them here, that could actually sit in our favour here, but I got a feeling that this force is going to attack us quite quickly here. They've only got 1 cannon. And it's not in the best of health either, this army, but they are moving additional force in, particularly grenadiers. I do have these line infantry guards as well, but we don't have that just yet. We can get garrison guards. And Spanish, we've got the full complement of Infanteria de Marina here. If we can get these forces up here to into a good state, we can at least repel this initial attack, but by damn, it's going to be a difficult fight. We've got 11,546. Actually, our tax has gone up, but our trade has dropped. Can we trade with anybody else? We don't want to. We can't trade with anybody else at the moment. We're going to have to invest in the port to bring up more trade options, but we can only hope that the Poles can actually do something for us here. And maybe strike into the flank of the Dutch. Looks like this force is going to move against us. End the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens. Britain. On the move again. Now France, where are they moving troops to? Unless they're going to move them up through Brussels, up through Paris, up through France, and into Brussels, and attack the Dutch from that route. Oh, where are you going, sir? They're going to reinforce here quite aggressively by the seams of things. Yes, indeed. Now they're going to send a fleet around as well. Oh, you can bet your bottom dollar. good grief, they've absolutely surrounded, but they've split their armies, they divided their armies here. We didn't secure those ports. Sweden. To apologise, my friends, for any cuts in this particular episode. The Ottoman Empire is taking quite a long time because of that glitch, so you will see maybe 2 or 3 edits of the Ottoman Empire. Now Sweden moving in here. Britain, Sweden using large forces here in the trade routes. New Spain. We have to do something against. Of course, now that the Dutch have moved in that fleet there, we're going to destroy that ship there. We actually probably bring Dutch Guyana and French Guyana under siege, I think. We're going to... What the blazes? Bavaria? But what the blazes is going on here recently? Suddenly we're the enemy of every single nation. We really have pushed ourselves into a corner here, but we shall not yield, sir, I can absolutely assure you. Greece. Pirates, we're going to... Or rebellion. There it is. And where is it, indeed? Where is... There it is. We're going to take care of this... Oh, good grief, look at that army there. They've moved this army here. We're going to have to do something about this. Repairing this will be absolutely no use to us at all. Now, this rebellion here is going to have to be brought under control quite quickly. Which means probably using this army here. How is this army here doing? It's almost up to full strength here. We have managed to put ourselves around here. We've got to stay patient here. I could get a drill school. That will help us here. That's going to cost 2,000. I think we will get a drill school. We won't get that just yet. Now we can start putting things into place. If we get some garrison guards here. We're going to go full complement of garrison guards. We are not going to yield this. We have fought too hard for this. We're going to be... Obviously they're going to start besieging different areas here, but we've got to try and bring this under control as quickly as possible. I would like to invest in one of these here, just to keep that equilibrium of trade. 600 here. Actually, there's wineries here would be a good investment, especially in Corsica. 1,200. I think we'll invest in this here. We've got to keep that, as I said, that equilibrium of trade and income coming in quite nicely here. Now, what we do have to do, can we speed up the process? No, we can't. We just got to bide our time. We've got to wait. We've got to be patient. We've got these 2 regiments up here at full strength. Grenadiers, this red line infantry is up at full. These forces are almost at full strength here. Almost got these armies at full strength, which is going to definitely sit well for us here in the upcoming siege. Excellent. I think we'll make that a craft workshop. Now, look at that, they've hit us hard there. Excellent. We're going to move. We'll move these militia to move them out. Thank you very much. Look at all. We could actually be investing in these as well. Replenish that. Repair that. Move out against these. I think we'll take the money here, just to be able to repair these forces here. That's paid for itself there, which is excellent to see. Now we could invest. Weaver's Cottage 450. That's going to give us, but what's sugar like here? Sugar is at 22. That's actually not too bad at all. 50 barrels of tobacco. What's tobacco here? Tobacco is 20. No, tobacco is 29. I think we'll invest in this plantation here. Remember again, we have to still keep our economy flowing. We can't just take our eye off the ball here. Now Madrid here is safe for the moment. We're not going to leave that. Oh wait a minute. The Dutch have taken Strasbourg. The French are begging have taken Strasbourg. They're actually hitting the Dutch in this flank here. They're actually starting to roll the Dutch Empire up here. They might have just thrown their lot in here. The Dutch might be hitting us pretty hard here. We've got to deal with this army, but I don't really want to move this army away from Venice because with the Bavarians now at war with us as well, we don't want to leave ourselves open too much. But we've got this rebel army to deal with, which we will deal with using this army probably. But again, we've got to wait and bide our time here for this particular fight here to come and appear. As you can see, they've still got a strong army here, but it isn't at full strength. They've got a lot of singular sort of regiments here, but they can't really push past us. Their main aim is to take Austria. And with this army nearly at full strength here, which it should be now next turn, that will put it, especially with the defences at full capacity here. And with this reserve army slowly but surely pulling itself around here back to where it needs to be, we should be okay then. We should be able to draw in these forces, maybe even take Hungary for ourselves, and even Prague. But before that, we have to deal with this rebel army and even this army here for the Austrians. It's a very powerful Austrian army there. Look at those Hungarian grenadiers, they are brutal. We might even put this army together as well, another army here together. We've got the grenadiers here. We might put a small army together here. We can't replenish any of these, repairing these just yet. There's no point. We've got to bide our time here. Let's dismantle that. That's not going to be good to us. Ideally, we want the Dutch to attack Vienna so they fall upon the defences here. But with the French now attacking and biting deeper here into the starting to bite deep into the here, they're at war with us now. Can we get peace with them, I wonder? No, they're not interested at all. 190, that's gone down slightly, but still. The Dutch definitely don't want any peace. We don't want peace with the Dutch yet. We want to teach them a lesson here. We want to really have them throw everything they can against these defences here. Vienna will hold, because now we have these forces nearly at full strength. That's going to play a huge role, a huge difference to this defence now that we've managed to... They've given us time. Time I didn't think we would have, but we have got time now, my friends. But we're going to end this episode here, my friends. I do apologise for it being a slightly shorter episode than normal. Just a few things behind the scenes here happening, my friends. Very, very busy at the moment. But again, I just want to apologise for it being a little bit shorter than usual. And we've still got trade flowing in here quite nicely, but not a great deal. We do need to really take care of the Austrians because they're starting to squeeze us here pretty hard. But we have started to invest, even though we're at war here. We started to invest, still investing in our economy as well where we can, which is what we need to do here. We probably need to bring up these as well here, up to full strength. Got this sloop here. We've got France now helping us to sort of push against the Dutch here, but hopefully we can possibly capture Hungary off them and unify this sort of triumvirate here of nations here, of regions here, maybe even take Prague off them. But again, we've got still a rebellion to deal with. We've got the Austrian army here to deal with. Vienna is still under, Bavaria is at war with us as well now. So we've got a huge amount to deal with here, a huge amount, my friends. But we will master this upheaval at the moment. This war will be brought under control. We will be victors, my friends. Believe me, it'll cost us. But by damn, it'll cost our enemies even more, thrice more, sir, to take us, believe me. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. And again, your comments, your suggestions are always welcome, my friends. Please keep them coming down below. What should we do? Do we pull this army out when it's fully replenished to take care of the rebels and this army here, and leave this single army to defend against this Dutch force here. We're going to try and build up another army here to hopefully deal with either the Bavarians or even move against Stuttgart. We've got to keep this army in Venice here, because if we move out and try and move through here, what we don't want is the Austrians moving around. Mind you, they can't probably get past us here because that means they'd engage us here in Vienna. So actually we probably could move this army out if we wanted to and try and strike against Munich, but it would leave Venice open here, and this army is nowhere near ready to deal with that. We've got to try and keep this pass open and at least Venice under our control, because the majority of our forces are actually going to be coming in from Venice. And we've also got to try and keep investing into our economy where we can as well. How's our research doing here? We don't need this just yet. So I think what we might do is try and go for... Yes, I think we'll go for... We don't have anything being researched here either. I think we'll go for... We've got all this here. We've got everything here. Basic steam pump. We need to... Yeah, we do need wealth of nations. So we need to upgrade our classical university as well. I think what we will do is we'll actually move and get lime juice and sauerkraut. That'll enable us to get naval hospital. So we'll get that here, and this Graz here. What will that give us? +1 of training infantry levels. Threshing machine. We need to upgrade most of our things quite a lot here. I think we'll squeeze whatever we can out of our economy at the moment. Almost got puddle furnaces here. Puddling furnace, which will reduce the cost of artillery but increase wealth from metalworking as well, which is absolutely fantastic. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed it again. Please keep your comments coming down below, my friends, because the council's advice and help has been absolutely key here to what we've got here. I know that we've been attacked, or should I say we've had war declared upon us by the Dutch. We've got a huge amount of things to deal with here. We've got Bavaria at war with us. We've got a rebellion in Vienna. In Austria, we've got the Dutch right on the doorstep here. If one more year, and we will have this army at full strength, and then we will definitely be able to repel anything the Dutch throw at us. Probably 2 more years before this army is at full strength, but then this army can actually be moved outwards to deal with these forces here, and we'll also start moving in reinforcements as well to deal with Bavaria and the Austrians here. We've got to deal with them, unless the French actually deal with the Dutch before we actually get there. But again, the French are then going to be a massively powerful nation if they take most of the Dutch assets here. So again, we have to be wary that we do actually, move in and take Hungary, maybe even take Prague as well if we can, once we've dealt with this initial force, because this force will be moving in pretty soon, I would imagine, very soon indeed, and they've got a lot of forces backing them up here, a huge amount of forces backing them up. So again, moving this army out is not really a priority at the moment. We'll try and build up this army here if we can, but again, we've got to try and balance out the economy as we can here, best we can. We should have infrastructure's actually not looking too bad here at all. One more turn, we get metal roads here, so that'll increase the movement. We'll be able to move troops to the front much quicker. And we're also, as you can see here, still bringing in these forces here, 1,200. That's excellent. So that, my friends, is where we leave this episode for now. But again, your advice is going to be absolutely crucial to us. It really is. Please keep your comments coming down below. No matter what comments you've got to say, my friends, please keep it. Every single one helps. If you want any units renamed, any armies named after yourselves, please let me know, my friends. I'll do my best to get that done for you. But my friends, this is how we leave this campaign now for the moment, or this turn, or this episode for the moment, my friends. And the campaign is in the balance here. Can we hold Vienna, or will we have to withdraw? The council's decisions will be crucial, my friends. But until next time, my friends, bye for now.